Playtime with Mom's Creative Moments, and I am bringing you a project recipe today for an older collection that I actually don't have, so we're going to use Playtime and have some fun today. Let's check out my workspace. Okay, so the project recipe we're going to do today is actually one that was designed to go with Daydreamer. Daydreamer came out in 2020, and it utilized these punches right here, or mostly this one right here with the flowers. These punches were designed to create a perfect circle, a punch around a perfect circle, using a special technique where you cut your paper into 6-inch squares and then you were able to create a perfect circle. These, however, are no longer available with CM. I don't know if they're going to be creating any new ones anytime soon, but these you would only be able to find on an in search of type of site. So I'm going to show you how to do a punch around a circle today without using these. I'll show you how to use these, but I'll also show you how to do one without needing them, okay? So right now what we're going to do is go ahead and cut some pieces out. The pieces to this project recipe really are pretty basic, other than the main focus, which are these circle frames that are cut. And so I'm going to do a large one that's made with our jumbo circle, and I'm going to go ahead and do 2 or 3 small ones to go on the other side, just to offer some variety and kind of show you some different things. All right, so let's see how it goes. So the only cuts we really need to make are for the base pages, because you can see they are cut in half and welded together. So we'll do that, and then we'll get to making some circles. Fun times. All right. So I'm just going to set that to the side and move a couple things, and we'll get started. So Playtime, if you are not familiar with Playtime, Playtime was a mini pack that came out that just had 4 sheets of paper and 2 sets these 2 sheets of stickers right here, and then it also had one sheet of cardstock. And this came out in 2019, and it's just one of our little mini packs, mini theme packs from a long time ago, and I just thought it would be fun to put our circles on today, so that's what we're going to do. And let's see, we'll just move these out of the way for right now, kind of off to the side. This is our circle maker, and we're going to use this today. So if you have one of these, you'll want to pull it out so that you can refresh your memory as to how this works, and get some use out of it. It's a tool admittedly I don't use very often, but it really can do some fantastic things. So we're going to use it today and have some fun. Then I also have, let's see, I have 2 of the rainbow pages. We're going to use the raindrops and the rainbow, and we're going to use this page that has a sun on one side and sunshines, little tiny ones, on the other. Okay, and we're going to use the blue cardstock. So let's see. First thing I need to do is grab my trimmer, and we're going to, I know we're going to have the rainbow page we're going to cut in half, and I lost my tab. You guys know I have a cool little tab that normally tells me where my 6-inch mark is up there. I lost it. I'm going to have to create another one. I'm not sure what happened, but it came off at some point. So I'll be making another one of those, but right now I'm just going to use my arm. That will work. So we're cutting this page directly in half, so we'll have 2 6x12 rectangles. Those are going to be our bases, and then we're going to top them with a couple of things. So we're going to use our cloud paper as one of those things that's going to be on top. So we need a 6x12 piece of our cloud paper. Okay. So that will be one of the top halves of our layout. And the other side is going to have rain because you can't have sunshine. Well, I guess you can have sunshine without rain, but spring is full of a mixture, right, of sunshine and rain and rainbows, and so we're going to have a mixture. I'm going to do the large circle with our cardstock, and I'm going to do the two smaller circles with squares made from these pieces right here. So let's see, which one should we do? We're definitely going to do the blue suns because we are not going to have them represented. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a 6-inch square from the blue suns, and then that way we can use it in one of our circle punches that I showed you earlier, and we'll save one of these squares for another time. This one, we could still do this one if we put the large circle on the circle that's got the raindrops. We could do a circle out of this. So let me go ahead, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out into a 6-inch square also. And I think that's all of the cutting with the trimmer we're going to do for today. So I'm going to go ahead and put my trimmer away. All right. So next thing we're going to do is go ahead and I'm going to grab my circle cutter, and I want to make the largest circle I can possibly make. So you'll remember that there is a little foot down here, this rubber foot right here, and a pivot point in the center. That's going to be the center of our paper. And we're going to put that in right in the middle, and that is the point that our cutting mechanism, the blade that is out here on this end, is going to swivel on. So, and I'm going to use these white measurements on the side, which are meant for the blade out here, not the black measurements, which are meant for the marker that you could put in this side. So I'm going to go all the way out as far as I can, which is actually an 11 3/4 inch circle, which is going to be fine because we're going to punch out around the edge, so it won't actually be 11 3/4 by the time we're done punching. But for now, that's what we're going to use. And I'm going to line my paper up on my mat that I have here. I could grab my jumbo circle. Do you guys have one of these? A jumbo circle that you can use your custom cutting system with. That would also be an option. So if you have this jumbo circle, you could whip that out, grab your blue blade and cut around it, and you would have roughly the same size circle that we're going to have using this. But I just thought it would be fun to pull out our circle maker again because, again, I haven't been using it. It's an underutilized tool in my arsenal, so I wanted to try it. So use what you've got. I'm going to go ahead and line this up. So here's 6 inches, and here is 6 inches. So roughly right there is my center point, and that's where I'm going to place not the front of my trimmer, but the pivot point is what I want to be as close to there as possible, so that I don't have any flat spots on my circle. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and call that good for now. If you want to, you could get your zero centering ruler out and make sure that you have everything completely centered. My circle is a little high. My point was a little high. You can see I have a little bit of a flat side up here, so I'll have to be careful about that when I'm punching. But that's okay. We can deal, right? All right. So my other choice is I can use my punch to do these two, or I can use, I can cut these into circles with this. and use the punch we're going to use for this on these. But I think I'm going to offer some variation, and I'm going to go ahead and use this punch and show you and use these two first. Then we'll get my border maker system out and we'll punch this one. Okay, so first of all, what you want to do is, you can see that there is a shoulder here that, unlike our border punches that are decorative border punches that you often get that are still very readily available in different patterns, we don't have a wing on this side, right? We have a shoulder on this side, so it's a little bit different. That shoulder that's on this side wraps around and comes out this side, and we have a 90-degree angle here in the back. So we're going to take our paper, our 6-inch square, and you can be reminded that it's a 6-inch square because right here on the top of our design it tells us 6 inches. Don't forget, you need 6 inches. All right, it also, let's see, right here on the side it reminds you how to punch your circle. So if you have one of these and you haven't been using it because you didn't remember how, you have these diagrams right here on the side to remind you, but I'm going to teach you right now anyway. These are really cool. So you slide your paper in and make sure the corner is all the way snug in this corner back here, and you're all the way to the back shoulder on that side. Go ahead and punch, and you're going to turn it 90 degrees and punch again, and turn it and punch again, and turn it and punch again, right? Now what you're going to do is flip it over and do the same thing. So punch there, get rid of the square that falls out, punch there. So I'm doing the same thing, just flipping it upside down and then punching it and turning it. All right, so there is our cute, it almost looks like a doily to me. Most young people don't know what a doily is, but yeah, it's what it reminds me of, Valentine's Day and doilies. Okay, so getting rid of my confetti here. Now we're going to do the same thing with this one, and I'm going to keep the same pattern because flowers and spring, I just feel like it works, right? So we're going to punch and turn and punch and turn and punch. These circle makers are so fun and super easy, and I don't use them often enough, so this is a fun exercise in being able to use tools that often stay in my storage. All right, so there we've got a second circle. And now I'm going to grab a punch that we can use around our big circle. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and try using the the woven scallop punch. This is the one that advisors have available. So if you like this punch and you want one, you need to find a CM advisor to be able to get it. You cannot order it directly off of the website. All right, so we're going to try using this to go around our large circle. If you've never seen how this is done, let me just show you. So once your circle is punched, then you go in here and put your circle all the way to the back. I'm not going to put mine quite all the way to the back because of the fact that this is the flat side I'm punching here. So I'm just going to feed each little side in. As I do that, I'm going to make sure that it is connecting to the design that we punched previously. Okay, so let me see if I can get this to line up because it's not really wanting to. That's kind of close. All right, so I don't know if you can even see this because it's very, very tiny, but right in there in that little point of this border punch, you can see an opening, and that's where the opening from this punched section is on the end. So I'm going to go ahead and punch it there, and it will create a continual design. And I'm going to go back with my precision point scissors when I'm done and fix, just clean it up a little bit. And you do need some strong hands to be able to do this, punching around a circle on cardstock, because it's very, you need leverage to be able to do it. So if you would rather do something different, you can definitely do something different. You could do 4 or 5 of the smaller circles like this out of designer paper. You would punch your designer paper the same way that I'm punching the cardstock. But designer paper is thinner, so it's not going to be quite so taxing on your hands to punch through as you work your way around. Okay, you have to be patient with this. This is not a fast process, but I feel like it's a rewarding process. Turns out pretty cool most of the time. There are some punches that it doesn't work well with, and you won't know until you've played with it a little bit. All right. Couple more and we will have made our whole circle. And when you get to about this point is when you kind of can start seeing where you're going to need to go so that your design meets up. Sometimes, depending on the punch you've chosen, it might not meet up exactly, and that's okay, because you can cover it with an embellishment or something. I'm going to see if I can do one more punch, but it's going to kind of depend on where things are lining up here. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do one more punch, and then I'll have to cover this area right here with something, because that's not going to be close enough for me. But if I cover it up with an embellishment, no one will ever know. All right, so let me grab my precision cut scissors here, and we'll trim this up. We're just going to go along the edge for now, along these arches, and just trim off the excess. All right. Almost done. Okay. So these are going to go in the garbage. Then I'm going to take my scissors and just open them up so that I just have the tip, that blade right there. And that's what I'm going to use. Oops, I missed one. I'll have to come back and get that. That's what I'm going to use to just cut the little piece off that's on the inside. You could probably use your scissors the traditional way to do this, but you might bend your cardstock up and it might, you run the risk of that. So if you're confident that it's not going to be a problem, then just go right ahead. But I'm not confident that I could do that well, so I'm just gonna cut this way. If you have an X-Acto knife, that would be also a handy thing to use right now. Just get those little points off. I'm not pressing super hard. Either that or this cardstock is just really, really thick. Maybe I need to press harder. Almost done. Okay. Now let's see if we need any more smaller circles. Let me grab my potential base sheets. I'm also going to grab some cardstock. We do need to trim a couple of pieces for welding, so so grab some white cardstock or whatever you have that's that you can use for welding. No one's going to see it, so it really doesn't matter what color it is. I just always have a lot of white, so I just always grab white. There we go. Stick that back in my holder and I'll get this put away. Okay, so we've got our two welding strips. I've got my two bases and my two tops. We're going to weld these together. And you'll notice with these suns, if you have this pack, the suns go all different directions. So there really isn't a top or a bottom. See how this one's on the bottom, this one's on the side, this one's on the top, kind of. So it really doesn't matter. So I'm going to put my long edges, my 12-inch edges together so they meet up in the middle here. I'm going to grab my permanent adhesive and do several crosses over the seam with my adhesive. Then I'm going to grab my 1-inch by 12-inch piece of cardstock and just lay it down right over the seam. I learned how to weld this way from a fantastic seam advisor named Sherry Tilley, and she has her own YouTube page now, so if you happen to see her YouTube page, I know she would love your support too. Alright, so you'll notice we've got raindrops and rainbows. Raindrops and rainbows. So it doesn't really matter which way we go, we just need to make sure that we've got a rainbow on the bottom and raindrops going the right direction on the top. Okay, so we're going to weld this side. And I'm going to get those two pages right next to each other, just like that. Okay, almost ready. I'm going to just put this welding strip down. Perfect. And we've got our sunshine and raindrops. Okay. And this one is going to go, I think, on this side. And we're going to turn it so that this spot that I need to cover up is over here. And then we've got these two that'll be over here. Or we could do like so. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put that down on my page with some adhesive. Just centering this in the middle best I can. Actually, I'm just going to turn it just a smidge so that that area I need to cover up is more located down here towards the corner. Alright, so we've got that. Raindrops falling in a downward fashion, right? I'm just going to center these on here and make them overlap just a smidgen. And we can put circle photos framed beautifully right inside there. And I can hear you asking me what size circle photo, so let me measure it. So here's our zero centering ruler. From one side to the other. Looks like a 4-inch circle would fit just perfectly inside that frame. Okay, so 2 4-inch circle photos, and then we can add 2 more photos here and here, and those can be maybe a 4x5, or we could add 2 more circles, or, you know, whatever is going to make you happy. You'll notice I did not glue down the outer edges of these circle punched, or these punched circles. And I did that on purpose so that I can slide photos underneath there if I want to, or other things underneath there if I want to. I'm going to just grab our embellishments and see what we can do here. I love this tree and I just think it's super cute. So I'm going to put this tree down on the bottom here. And it looks like there's even the center of that tire swing pops out. Look at that. That's cool. Okay, so I'm gonna just stick some foam squares on here. I'm gonna grab my smaller ones, add those down here to the tree stump, or tree trunk, not stump. Not a stump, it's a trunk. Okay, we're gonna put the tree down here and make a little imaginary scene. Or maybe we could put the tree. Yeah, no, we're gonna use this area over here to make our little imaginary scene. So the question before I put this down is, do we want it in this order, or do we want it in this order? Because if we did it this way, I could put the one on the bottom down here. And maybe we'll do it like that. Sunshine and rain. And we'll put our tree covering the connection point in our circle. Okay, let's see what else we could use. I love this kite. I think the kite is very cute. If you do not have this collection, and it's likely that not very many people do still have it, pull out a different collection. Experiment with your circles. You know, you can do fun things with the circle maker and with your punches, right? You have all those fun punches. Why not try and use them in a way that you don't use them very often? Try and do an edge to a circle with one of your border maker punches. Right? Okay. We're gonna do this kite and the cloud, and what can I put with that? Maybe we'll add a little of my sunshine. All right. This one we're gonna stick right up here, or maybe more like right here. And as far as your pictures go that can go on here, I was just thinking this actually kind of looks like a trampoline a little bit too, which is kind of cool. You can cut your pictures in a circle, which I don't have any photos to show you that right now, but if you cut a circle that will fit inside of here, which would be a 10-inch circle, right? So a 10-inch circle will fit right inside of here. And I did stick down this side of my tree, but you could cut a circle out of cardstock a 10-inch circle out of cardstock, and then add your photos to it, and then trim the edges so that it fits perfectly right in there. I'm sorry I don't have any to show you just now. I'll see if I can get some photos together before I publish this so that I can show you a picture of what I mean. Okay? And then let's see, what else should we put on this side? Let's say the pennants for best day ever. Cool kid at play. This would be such a fun way to display photos of your grandkids or your little ones before they got big. Used all those up. Now I need to grab some more. Okay, let's get these off. Thinking about rainbows and kites makes me excited for spring and wind. We have had a windy day here today. Don't know about you, where you are, but we have had a very windy day. So spring is just around the corner, I hope. Now I feel like we need more over here, but with photos I think it would probably balance out and be just fine the way it is. But we might need just a little something else right up here. And I could put a sunshine, but that's... Here, I have some flowers. We will add some flowers. And I'm not going to add that on a pop-up because I don't want it to interfere with this pop-up over here on this side. So we'll just stick that kind of right there in the corner to balance our eye. All right. So that was pretty quick. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that you'll use some of your older tools and have some fun with it come this spring. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a great day and many, many more creative moments. Thanks.